What up, 3 times? It's the Yungavelle here, back at it with another video. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna do my best this video to avoid any of the YouTube monetization triggers. So I'm gonna be mentally dancing around certain words, but I think I'll get it done. If I have ads in this video, I've succeeded. If I did not, I failed. So let's get right into it. So 2020 has been crazy. We all know that, right? I just got back from the gym. I'm feeling real good. I just wanted to hop right in this. I had this thought. And this was sparked from another video from this guy. I think his name is Iron in the Soul. Yes. He talks about retention a lot as well. And I'm going to be referring to it as retention just for YouTube monetization purposes. So, your energy retention transmutation. I'm finding that 2020 is like a huge opportunity, right? Because a lot of us have been in the house and stuff, and everything is still closed down, and you know, it could look like the opportunities for self-development and progress are slim to none. But if you flip that on its head, you could see that right now people have a lot of time to themselves. People have a lot of time to kind of see where they're at in terms of habits, in terms of willpower, drive, determination, and motivation, because a lot of the external motivators are now gone. So and we're far enough into quarantine now where there are patterns, you know, like you've developed patterns within quarantine if you haven't already. Whether you stopped working out, you've gained weight, you're on the gram for Lord knows how long, habits have developed. And for those who have stayed true throughout the process, this is what I want to talk about. That opportunity for those habits, they've actually gotten stronger, because you can basically use this time as a method. It's kind of like a hyperbolic chamber. You know, I don't know if y'all don't know Dragon Ball Z. There's this gravity chamber, right? That Goku and Vegeta would train in, and they would increase the gravity, and they would start fighting with each other. So this is kind of like our chamber where we can progress our self-development by taking all this extra time to focus on things that we can better for ourselves, better about ourselves. So, and this is where the retention transmutation comes into play, because that energy is going to give you so much of an edge in this time in 2020, because like I said, those people that have fell back on old habits are falling back, while you are using that retention transmutation to hone your skills even more, to develop new skills, to read new books, to acquire new things, you know, to internally to learn new things, your drive, the plans. I can't tell you that the amount of ideas that have started to blossom within me. I'm on maybe 3 weeks. I'm on 3 weeks of retention, you know, because I've been dating and stuff like that, and whatever. But I'm on 3 weeks of retention right now, and the full moon was yesterday, so my brain is just like ideas, alternate sources of income. Let me use this time to read. I got books right now that I'm so excited to read, and instead of watch Netflix or instead of play video games, when I come back from work, let me get into this book. I just finished reading Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, which is one of the best books I've ever read. I'm sure you've heard of David Goggins, the bald guy that is very motivational, the light-skinned brother, and he's been through so much stuff, so many records and Navy SEAL and all that kind of stuff. And right after that book, I have, obviously there's a time for integration, and I just don't want to jump right into the next book. I want to absorb and stuff. So I took a couple days, and now I'm into As a Man Thinketh. As a Man Thinketh is great. I mean, you could tell by the title, it's kind of along the lines of a man becomes what he thinks about most of the time. So that's refining my mental processes as well. And right after that book, I have The Secret or the Magic of Thinking Big. So I'm really excited to get into that. But you can see how the transmutation of energy is now diving my focus into things that are beneficial for my self-development, as opposed to using this time in 2020 to be like, yo, this time is crazy. Don't get me wrong. Mark my words, there is massive change on the horizon. Massive change. Things are going on behind the scenes right now that it would just be, it will blow your mind if I could really divulge the stuff that I'm being privy to, but I'm not going to go there. But don't get me wrong, change is massive externally, but internally also, that's where your focus should be. And with that retention transmutation, your focus is going to naturally gravitate towards that. It's so crazy because the shifts that are happening within me internally are shifts that everything is becoming refined. When it comes to my approach with women, in the way that that's getting refined is that don't qualify these women more than their looks. Qualify them on more than just their looks. You have to get away from lust. And as a man, we are attracted by our eyes. And you could just see how the retention transmutation is now getting up into my thought process and kind of opening my perception to perceive women and perceive my reality in a way that's more conducive to my actual growth, my actual happiness. So if you have retention in 2020, you're going to be a very, very unstoppable man. Unstoppable. You're going to see, don't get me wrong, there are days where, you'll feel down and you have a flat line, but that's normal. You have to be willing to go through that, and when you're in that, know that it's just a part of the process for you to get to the point where you got that energy flowing through you, like, man, I feel great. Like that was worth it. Because what's happening is your brain is rewiring. Okay, so that's what's happening when you get the flat lines and the low vibes and depression and all that kind of stuff. Your brain is rewiring. So that's actually a good thing, because what's happening is your happiness, your baseline happiness threshold is reaccumulating and getting to a level where the little things become enjoyable again. So all this stuff, and that just comes with your things like self-control, because that self-control is going to be a natural discipline that's going to come from retention transmutation. I cannot stress how important self-control is. Self-control will take you so far. It's funny because I live in Miami, right? And when I first moved here, I was enamored by all the beautiful women and stuff and engaging with them and all this kind of stuff. And now, as I've been here for a few years now and really on the retention path and how it's changing I've been, with enough women and been retaining for a while to the point where I'm like, okay, you have to qualify these women on more than just their looks. And with the retention, the attraction will happen. The attraction will happen where 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10s will come, and you still got to qualify them. And that's different. That's different. The average man don't think like that. The average man sees a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 and is like, sure, come on down. But not if you're trying to be your best self. And that's the path that retention transmutation will inevitably lead you on. Manifesting the best version of yourself, which is becoming what this guy Casey Zander calls full stack. We're on the path to be the full stack man. Finances right, body right, mind right, no distractions. Get yourself to where you want to be. Then worry about the women. Don't make them a priority. Whatever you put on a pedestal, you're just going to put further distance from you. So get on your stuff, make yourself high value, and the things will come naturally. They said there's this great quote. Casey Zander said it. He's great, by the way. I'm learning a lot, even though he's younger than me. He speaks good stuff. He says, and not that retention transmutation is about women, but I know a lot of men first start out on this path to become more attracted, to attract more women. Men love women, women love value. So, men love women, women love value. So, get yourself to be that high value male. Get yourself to a place where you're not even doing it for them, where you're doing it for yourself, and watch how things naturally change. So, you do that, use this time. Not a lot of people are using this time like that. You'll be put ahead. You'll be leaps and bounds ahead of people when this quarantine comes out. And not that that's a goal of yours to be better than anybody, but edge. You got an edge. You got an edge, you know? So I'm telling you, retention transmutation in 2020 is a powerful, powerful thing. If you use it right, it can change everything. But you got to keep on. You got to keep on. You got to keep on with it. Because guess what? Those urges will come. It's funny, I haven't had an urge in a while, but it's because I'm super conscious of my thoughts. I sit at the boat ramps, part of my job, and I see all these women with bathing suits and G-string bikinis and stuff. And instead of staring, sometimes I'll look, but I know I can't stare too long because the eyes are a gate. You know, the eyes are a gateway. Ears are a gateway. You know, your mouth is a gateway. So you gotta be super conscious. And if I nip that in the bud, you know, I just turn away. I don't get those urges like that. That's how super conscious you have to be of your triggers and stuff like that. When it's just it just benefits me in the long run because I don't feel those urges and I'm just like chilling. So get on it. It will help you. You'll thank yourself later. So that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I hope y'all are staying strong. I hope y'all are staying safe. Share, like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you got anything from it. You know the deal. Like I always say, remember, a greater perspective can lead to a greater connection.